Hey friends, Tux here. You know, car cams are very important in this day and age, and largely because of accidents and the price of cars these days. My C7 Corvette, like, I would hate to have a car accident and not have it on tape, and it can really save you a lot of money, if there's some kind of vandalism or something in your car as well. And you never know, you might just catch something really cool, like a shooting star or, God forbid, someone else's accident, but, it can be very helpful to have a car cam. But the biggest challenge about car cams is having a good one that shoots good quality video where you can actually see little details, in other cars, people, etc., etc. And that's where this comes in. This is a GKUD600 dash cam. This is available on Amazon, and I will have a link for you right below, so be sure and click that link to get yours at the very best price. This is a 4K Wi-Fi enabled dash cam, so it will work with your car's Wi-Fi, and the 4K, it's going to be good quality. This is how it comes in a beautiful little box here. This is something that's very giftable. You can easily wrap this, give this to someone who perhaps just got their first expensive car, or just give it as a gift for somebody in general. It's this really nice presentation. We got pictures of the dash cam right here. I love this low profile of it. Very cool. Talks about some features here. 4K front only, enhanced night vision. That's really important because crimes tend to happen at night, so you really want to be able to see at nighttime. And then the wide angle 170 can really help a lot, in case you're kind of hit from a side angle or someone comes at you from an angle or something, with all sorts of like cash grabs, that kind of thing going on. Like, you don't want someone busting out your, window and grabbing you or whatever, taking your car, doing a little car jacking or something. You want to be able to catch that moment, and more angle helps, This is dual 2.5K and 1080p, so we have two different cameras built in here. Easy to share, okay, so that includes sharing with the police if you're harmed or robbed, and then Wi-Fi, of course, if your car has Wi-Fi like my Corvette and a lot of modern cars, or your cell phone, which we all have a cell phone, you can connect to Wi-Fi, which is really nice. There's the back for you. There's a little barcode, but again, there'll be a link for you right below, so be sure and click that link. Let's go ahead and open this up. I got my trusty scissors here. My dove is cooing in the background. She's very excited. She wants a Wi-Fi cam for her own. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open this up and try to keep this nice. There we go. And, oh, you know what? I'm just going to rip off the plastic here. I don't think there's an easy way of doing this. So, again, very nice presentation. I'm definitely digging. Very good quality box. Sometimes you give gifts to someone and it's a weird OEM box or whatever, but this is quite beautiful. Loving the matte black look to it with nice pictures and everything else. Let's go ahead and we'll pull this open here. We'll give this a little slide. It's kind of like a shoebox. Okay, opening this up. Let's see. Here we go, pulling off the top, and oh, look at this. We already got some goodies. Looks like we have some screen protectors here is what that looks like. Looks like we get two of these, so that's very cool. We'll put this, I'm just gonna put this in the parts box here to keep it nice and safe. And then here we have a little book, and whoa, not little. This is a pretty elaborate book, actually. And again, this is a GKU D600 user manual. Okay, and it looks like we have a bunch of different languages here, English, Italian, French, and so on. So we have all your bases covered. I'm not going to go through every page here, but let's take a look at a couple pages of the English one. We have a Scan Me barcode just waiting for you, so you can have a digital version. On the side of the dash cam, which we'll show you more in a second, that's where you put in the memory card. Okay, so it goes right in just like that, pops in, pops out. And, that's really good. I like the fact that the memory card is removable, so you could take it, leaving the dash cam in the car, and then you could take the memory card out and look at that on like a home computer or something. So that's pretty cool. We'll open this a little further here. Talks about placement. Placement, we'll show you this more about this later. In fact, I might even do a live demo like driving up the Keys or something. I live in Key West and there's some really beautiful roads, so it's really great to capture nature with these cams too. It's not just like crimes necessarily. It's fun just to capture, the beautiful world around us too, so that can be fun. Looks like there's a 3M tear off here, and it talks about placement, and you can put it wherever you like, oftentimes these run off the cigarette lighter, so you can see like this example here, they have the power kind of going from the cigarette lighter, or I guess that's what I would call it, but going back, like I guess people call them the auxiliary power output or whatever, that plugs in. You can wrap it around, kind of go around the door, go up the part here, go up behind the little sun visors and put it right there if you want, but it really could go anywhere. You can put it on your dash if you want. You can put it up top. I think up top is always best. That way you get the best view of the road, you know, but it's really up to you. You can experiment with different placements. And then there's a rear camera too. How about that? That is really cool. Check it out. So you could actually just run the power back around the top here and just like that have it in there. My car is a convertible, so I'm gonna have to think about this rear camera placement, but it's really cool. It includes it, you know, and then it does have an app installation, so they give you some barcodes here to download the app, so that's really cool. And then it talks about induction to the app. Of course, this is something you put on your phone, so really easy. I'm sure you've done this before, but you can download the app and put it on there, which is really nice. And then it talks about camera settings, default settings. The D600 dash cam can support voice recording, so you can turn on audio or off if you want. So speaker volume off, video resolution. The camera's default resolution. A lot of people like specs, so default resolution is 4K default, and then 2.5K and 1080p, okay? And then the dual channel rear camera is 2.5, 1080p default, and 1080p plus 1080p. So there's some options for you as far as how you do the settings. We may talk more about this in more depth down the road, but if you have a particular question, reach out to me, or it's right here in the book for you. It talks about loop recording. That's really good. So what that is basically your memory card won't run out. It'll like start re-recording over, much like a lot of security cameras do, you know. It has anti-flicker, which is really good. And then it has a timestamp, and that timestamp is really good too for the police if you do have a crime to report or something. So that's nice. It has parking mode, hardware kit required. Okay, so you can actually run it through, so it will record while you're parked, which is good too. And then let's go through here. Let's see, parking monitor, collision detection. Got a few more specs here. We'll just go through a few of these real quick again. So this particular one, if you're wanting resolution, is 4K single, okay, slash 2.5K 1080p front rear, okay, wide angle 170 degrees, okay. The lens aperture is f1.8. Working temperature is minus 20°C or minus to 70°C, okay, which I'm sure is a definitely acceptable range for pretty much everyone watching this video. Storage is 64 to 256 gigabytes, so you can pop that 256 in there if you want. You know, and I've heard about these going longer than the specified amount, so you could experiment and try and put in a larger one. I may do a challenge on that later and check it out, but that's what they recommend, you know. Power is USB-C, okay, and then it goes through different frequencies, talks about warranty is 1 year, time-lapse support, all sorts of good stuff. So very good, and then we go through different languages. Okay, now to the good stuff, guys, the actual camera. We have a warranty card. We'll put this to the side for right now. Let's check out the accessory box first. We'll open this up, and whoa, looks like actually a lot of accessories. Let's see what's included in this mysterious little black box. First off, looks like we have a power adapter here. So this is kind of like a cigarette lighter, if you will, or auxiliary input, if that's what you prefer to call it. And here is the USB-C. So this just goes into your car. Power, okay, plug that in, and this is USB-C, as I'm sure you're very familiar with USB-C, so very good. Next up, we have, this is the rear camera. So looking at this is the one you can route to the rear. Okay, so there's probably a lot of placements. In fact, you know what? I would be half tempted in my Corvette. My Corvette's so low to the ground. This could be really used for anything, okay? It's meant to be as rear camera, but if you wanted to, I would seriously think you could just make this a parking cam and put this on the front of your car to make sure your low front end effects don't rub parking stops. Okay, so that's something else to consider. We have 3M tape here, so you just peel this off and stick it where you want it to go. Okay, and then here's the nice length of cable, good quality thickness. We got some cable management here, so that's really good to keep it nicely tied up. And then, of course, here is the end that plugs into the camera. Okay, so it's kind of like camera and then a long extension cord for this to go in. Okay, and that little 3.5 millimeter plug is what you plug into the camera to make the remote camera be connected to the main camera. Okay, makes sense? All right, let's continue on here. Oh wow, there's some really cool accessories here. We have some little 3M. Okay, these are like little cable management like ties, if you will, so you can help keep your wires tucked away. And then also they give you even more than that. They give you a nice tool. Like a lot of these kits do not give you tools. This is like a good $5 value. This is a trim piece, so you can actually lift up trim and hide wires underneath. So that's a really nice touch. In fact, I'm definitely going to save this after I install the camera because this can be used for a lot of different things. It's a really nice tool to give you. And then not only that, they give you not one, but two extra 3M pieces, which is really good because sometimes you want to move that camera around, you know? And so it's really nice. It gives you an option. If you mess it up the first time, you got a second try, so you can actually get going. And there might actually be a third one, I would assume, on the camera itself. So it's nice to give you extras. Really nice perk. All right, now the most important part here, guys. Let's take a look at the actual camera. Okay, looking at the camera, we're going to pull this out here. And look at that beauty. Oh, that is nice. I love the way it's nice and small. And there is a 3M on here, so they actually give you three 3M adhesive strips, so that's really nice. And this does have some motion here, I believe, so you can actually angle this. You can see the little hex screw right there. And so you can actually angle this the way you want to angle it. Okay, and I love the way it's really small and compact, too. Right here is everything we talked about before. There's the plug, okay, for the rear camera right there. See the plug? Okay. There's the memory card. And here's the USB-C. This is the power. So when you power it on, I'll show you real quick in case you're in doubt. The USB-C, okay, this goes into your cigarette lighter or auxiliary power. Plug that in just like that, okay? And it's nice, it does have a USB on the end. That's a nice touch, so you could plug a radar detector or something else into this. And then right here, you want to go ahead and just plug this in just like that, okay? Very easy. I bet you could do some other things too. I bet there'd be some ways you could take like a USB power source. Since this is, you know, USB-C, you could take a power brick or something and plug a power brick in there, you know, and that would be good too. But a great way of actually keeping it powered is using the included auxiliary, you know, power. So very cool. And then this is the camera itself, guys. So loving the way it's nice and small in size. Easy placement. You just peel off the little 3M here. I'm going to keep that nice for now. And you can place it wherever you want it, you know. Be sure and peel off the little lens cover. That's to keep it nice until we start using it. See what that looks like? There we go. You can see what that looks like. Very nice. I'm going to keep that in place just to keep it nice, though. Okay, so here we are at beautiful Key West Beach. It's a nice sunny day. And I thought it'd be a great day to take this camera out for a little test ride, if you will. Now, the camera itself is located just below the mirror here, but you can set it wherever you'd like to set it. But I think that's a pretty good spot for me. I do have a number of devices in my car, so I think that's the most out-of-the-way place. And it just goes down here to connect to the cigarette lighter or auxiliary lighter. Now, I do have my phone here, which has already got the app running, which is really good. And so I can start recording. You can take a look at it. You can leave it on the app, but you don't really have to. But I think it looks all in all. I think it looks pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and take a little drive. Now, I think this shot here is kind of important because you can see the plate. Notice how clear that is. You can easily see the truck coming up here. Okay, to recap, this is a GKUD600 dash cam. It's a really great all-inclusive kit. Everything you need is in here. Everything from cable management, extra stickers, trim pieces, and not just one camera actually, but two. You have the front-facing camera right here, and then you actually have a rear camera that you could use for all sorts of purposes right here. So you could actually run two cameras off this one camera, front and back, or like I was saying, perhaps use it for doing like some kind of like curb alert, that kind of thing, for the front of the car. Like my Corvette has a rear camera, you know, for parking, but it doesn't really have a, my particular Corvette doesn't have a front facing camera. So for, you know, making sure you don't run over a parking stop or something that might affect your groundwork, you know, your ground effects. So that's something to keep in mind. But just great kit. You get everything you need here, and this is all available together, which is great because some of these pieces like this might cost an extra $5 with some kits. You know, these might cost you another extra $5. Little trim pieces, another $5. Like, it all adds up, and it gives you so much all together, everything you need in one box, which is fantastic. This could help you in so many ways, not just for capturing like a beautiful drive over the Florida Key bridges at the sunset or something, but actually, you know, if you do have an accident, God forbid, it can give you that evidence you need to make sure the court case goes your way, which is very good, you know, or God forbid if something runs out in front of your car. It's something that can actually help you a lot. You know, it gives you that evidence that, you know, you were going, driving safely and something just happened to charge in front of you or slam on their brakes or whatever. So anyway, great kit, guys. I'd recommend this. Again, link in the description. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me, tuxtoys@gmail.com. Okay, you guys know I'm always here to help, okay? Thanks for watching this video. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link.